YALE Review on YALE Radiocast.
Y'all for tuning into YALE Radiocast, the Mail Review. How y'all doing this afternoon? We are running it back. Mark, you made it, Mark?
I made it, brother.
Mark, you're running late as he always does.
Always running late, but always right on time, brother. Always right on time.
You are not that guy.
I am that guy.
You are not that
I'm
guy.
not that guy. Okay. I'm one of them guys. I'm close to that guy. I know that guy. Hey, good afternoon, y'all. Hey, welcome back. We're doing a quick redo. It's all good. So nice we had to do it twice.
That's what it was?
It's all good.
I'll be honest with you. The audio was messed up.
We had some technical difficulties beyond our control, and now we have controlled them, and so therefore there are no more technical difficulties. Welcome to the ride once again, y'all. Yeah. Hey, check it out, man. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is what we do.
And we going back in, man. So some people already here ready for this one.
Hey.
We going deep today. Shout out to my sister on the stream, Mrs. Willette. T, how you doing, sis? Estelle's baby girl.
Yep.
And K Lock in the Phoenix, who was here as well. Shout out to K Lock. Who else we got on the stream? We got Ashley Larkin here.
Oh, hey, Lock.
Yeah. It's a family affair. Dr. Trey, I'm going to get that goddamn instrumental for Dr.
Trey. Doom. Don't effing with Trey Day.
And everybody's celebrating. Sugar, the Southern Diva, how are you doing, ma'am? She is a new friend of the family. How are you doing, ma'am? Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining the stream. And of course, Miss Phoenix, how are you doing today?
The lovely Miss Phoenix. Yes. What's going on?
All right, so Mark L, man, what's up, brother? Before we get into it, how's the weekend been going for?
Hey, man, the weekend been fine, brother. One thing I have to say is that every day they want me to work. They want me to work every day. But you know what?
The job of the women.
The job, sir. The job, sir. We don't talk about that on this show. We talk about that on the other show that we won't mention now.
That won't mention itself.
We won't mention it yet.
It won't allow itself to be mentioned.
It won't come up. But it's coming. I'm going to let y'all know that. Yeah, man.
The show, that's what we're talking about.
No. All right, look here. Check it out, man.
I'm just making sure we
I know we got to be on the same page.
Because your shirt that you wore yesterday.
Hey, the shirt I had on yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. Today we just chilling. We just relaxing because we doing this thing. No problem. My week's been good, brother. Work's been good. I'm blessed to have a job. Like I said, inflation sucks because the money don't go as long as it should, but that's all right, though. That's all right, though. I'm still blessed to have a job, have some of the money, even if I ain't got all the money. So my week's been good, brother. How's your week been?
Week's been what it has always been with me, busy. They don't allow me to be great. They force me to do things to be great.
Well,
I can't just exist and be great.
I told you don't get mad. You meant the job.
Oh no.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry about that.
Touche.
Why did I get right on, brother?
You know what though? I recently found out, bro.
What's that?
I got haters, man.
You got haters?
I got haters.
How many?
I mean, let's just start with under 5.
Under 5? Well, man, I mean, it's summertime, brother. You're supposed to have haters. Let's see how we can get you to 10 by August.
That's the thing, man. I've been doing this thing since 2006, brother. The business side.
Yes, sir.
Because the haters are the men. The crazy thing is, I expect some ladies to,
to have some issues. Take offense to some of the things you may say.
Because of my brash delivery.
Your brash delivery, yes, sir.
I'm very sharp and very stern with my opinions. So edgy, if you would.
Yes.
I know I do offend some ladies from time to time.
Right.
And sometimes even when the ladies take offense, they're like, but he ain't that bad of a guy. He just stupid, right? Cool.
That's him. Let it roll.
I will agree with that part. He's just stupid, right?
Okay.
But I've always been, for the most part, a bit of a male activist, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm for the guys. We want equal rights out here.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. And lefts.
And left. I'm saying, so, it recently has been mentioned to me that I got some people who got a little bit of a grievance with who Jayland is.
With
man.
Jayland?
Yes.
Imagine that.
Well, it's strange because it's guys. Like I said,
it is weird. It's weird.
And
it's not a guy thing to really just be hating on another guy.
Yes, it is a guy thing to be hating on guys because guys hate on guys that get the girl.
Okay.
Guys hate on guys that have the look. Guys hate on guys for that guy being the guy.
Okay, I
right?
got you on that.
Or just because you can't do what that guy is doing.
Okay, got you.
That
should be motivation.
You would think that it's motivation, but it could be motivation. It could be envy, or it could be hate.
Okay.
But when my name is in the mouths of people that I no longer concern myself with, or they let them tell it they don't concern themselves with me, it leaves a little bit of unease. Because I try to build a little bit of reputation here in Atlanta.
Yeah, right.
My reputation precedes me, if it will.
It does.
That's Jayland, that's D, that's Yale, that's whatever.
Right.
So, maybe those haters need to understand that when they're saying something, it might get back to me. And it might. When I was doing the shows, I used to always say, do not mess with the man with the microphone.
Right.
Because I was the loudest voice in the room.
There you go.
I'm still the loudest voice in the room.
Still the loudest voice in the room.
And I'm not even in the room. If my name is being mentioned in that room, I'm not in. So turn off the hate is my early message of the day.
Okay, that works. That works.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
Right on, brother.
Shoot. Good afternoon, A-Lot. What we got? Ashley Larkin. I'm definitely okay. So they ready for that show. So once again, we got a pretty heavy show. Mark L, tell them what we got to talk about today.
Hey man, we got a litany of topics to talk about today.
We following up yesterday. We just hit a couple of things.
We just hit just to go ahead and cover it up a little bit, cover some things. Let me just go ahead and get a little rundown before we go to a little tiny break.
No, we go right on in.
We just want to go right on in?
We in.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do it.
So we might well get it.
Well, first of all, let's start off where we started yesterday, man. Yeah. I mean, now listen now. For the sensitive viewers and listeners out there, I need y'all to, be prepared to deal with the fact that sometimes somebody ain't going to bring your other kids McDonald's.
Man, ain't nobody worried about it, okay?
Somebody ain't gonna bring your other kids McDonald's.
Sometimes.
Listen, now this is just kind of it's a funny thing, because we don't really know what the situation is. But if y'all have been following any social media or heard anything, in any of the interwebs, I mean, most people on the internet nowadays, if you're watching this, then you're probably on the internet regularly. Little controversy was sparked, and it's an old conversation, right?
At this point, This is a conversation even previous to this issue.
It's an old conversation, but previous to that, we did not have the skit to go along with it. So let's talk about this skit. Let's talk about this bull skit. Basically, what you have is a situation where a father pulls up to bring his child some McDonald's. Mm-hmm. Seems like a regular thing.
You would think.
A regular thing.
You would think.
And he pulls up to where this child resides with his baby's mother. That's another key point. Pulls up there to bring the child McDonald's. The problem starts, and this is where the great divide starts, is the fact that the baby mother has 3 other children. They have another father. He is one father who has one child with this young lady. There are 3 other children. We don't know how many fathers they have, if it's 3 fathers, if it's 2 fathers. We don't know what the situation is. But what we know is that this gentleman pulled up with food just enough for his child. And that started a fire, okay? That started a fire online about whether or not she is entitled or whether or not he is an asshole.
More gender wars. By the way, y'all got to understand, they getting us with these gender wars because I get involved in the gender war as well.
Right. Well, trying to offer some sort of levity to it.
Yes, yes. And the gender war thing is basically the ongoing conflict of man's opinion versus woman's opinion.
Correct.
And who's right and who's wrong.
Correct.
and who's the victim,
Yeah.
and who versus who's at fault.
Who is at fault? Correct.
And it's continuing, and this has
This is blown up.
yeah.
I mean, and you know, some people say it was a hoax. Some people say it's for real. I've seen her come and double down on her comments. Just recently, I had a video we kind of shared where she doubled down on her comments. And basically...
Well, let's play the video. Once again, and I thank everybody who's seen it, but for those who didn't, we're going to share it once again.
Just some parts of it. We're going to share a little couple of pieces of it.
We're going to share it out. Let's play it out.
But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids at McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there.
She already mad.
I bet you he only.
He ain't even did nothing wrong yet.
I'm finna expose.
No, but see, no, he finna do wrong. That's the problem.
Is.
That's one of the...
It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up?
She came with...
Because I'm finna expose you. Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Yeah, right.
Okay, what about my other kids?
It's a double quarter pounder, bitch. It's 2 in 1.
Okay, but them your kids' siblings, though.
Both kids, 2 quarter pounders.
Them my kids, them your kids' siblings, though. So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed him?
You know I don't give my food stamps to the 7.
Listen,
The baby daddy only bringing...
Then if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings, though. He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating no McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I bring my son food? I gotta bring
He's asking some valid questions.
Yes.
I could...
I can't feed my goddamn
You
kids.
sound
I'm asking some
dumb.
valid
You
questions.
sound dumb.
How's that my problem?
Nobody told you.
Yeah, she won't fight.
You had them other kids. They're your responsibility. It's not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do I
Yeah,
look like? I bring
they're
my
his
stamps on the
siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, I didn't.
I did.
I thought I was
you
just getting
did.
into some draws. That's all I do. That's all I do.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with
That's
other
my
people.
fault.
I
That's
still
my
have
fault.
other kids.
Why are you recording me? First of all,
Because I'm exposing everybody think you such a
Expose it.
motherfucking good daddy.
I'm a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
the child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit.
Listen what
He
you
can't
said.
eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got it's 4, it's 3 extra kids. What the? You all like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
And we'll end it off with that. Those are
Man.
the kids' siblings. Doe.
Listen. This is sad on a lot of levels. It's funny in some places, but it's sad on a lot of levels. I mean, there are many ways you can look at this, and I gotta say, man, I think basically if I had to grade this, I'd give an F to both parents. Now, the reason I'd give an F to both parents,
Go ahead.
F to both parents, F to her because one, she had to know he was about to swoop by and bring some food. She could have,
Because she was already streaming.
right? She
But,
could have,
you know.
interrupted this.
Yeah.
When she started, hey, I'm gonna bring my son some food. Hey, my other kids are here right now and they're hungry too. Do you mind picking up something else? Or can you, instead of getting McDonald's, can you get something that they can all share or something to that effect? And they could have that argument on the phone and they could have had that discussion and maybe he wouldn't have brought the food or maybe he could have worked out something else.
No.
I think it's an F on his part because, hey, he could have done that a different way. I think he could have done it a different way.
How different he gotta do it?
Knowing he got other siblings there, right? All right. And we got a calling in right now.
We already going in with the call-ins. Thank you for calling in to the Mayor Review on YALE Radiocast. Who do we have on the line? Hello. Hello. Make sure we got the connection connected. Everything's connected. Call back. I don't know. We trying to call in feature again, and the shit never wants to cooperate. Oh, now it's connected. Now it's connected. So go ahead and call back because I think everybody got a opinion. That's a hot topic. Thank you for calling in, though. Once again, the call-in number, Markel.
It is 678-501-5177. Again, 678-501-5177.
Okay, so.
And that's why I said, but going back to what I was saying, I think they got an F on both, of course, because they could have worked that out before this got to the streaming point, before she started trying to, quote-unquote, expose him for being a bad father. I'm trying to understand why she thinks he's a bad father.
So he's supposed to have did what differently?
I don't think he's supposed to. I'm saying I think he could have looked at that better. I would have to say, from my standpoint, and this is, again, this is the male review, right? I'm a male.
Yeah,
this is my review. Okay, we're going to take the call in and I get back to my point.
They want it.
It's a discussion.
Thank you for calling in to the Male Review. Who do we have on the line? Okay, hold on 1 second because the audio is horrible. We're going to try to turn it up. Go ahead. Hello? Okay.
We can almost hear you. I definitely hear you talking, but we're trying to make sure we bring it up in the studio. Give it a second. Yep, almost there.
So it's not connected to the speaker. It won't connect to the speaker. I hate this technology shit. I hate what the technology that is happening at YALE Radiocast. Let's put it like that.
Let's do that.
Let me blame it on us. Okay, so there we go. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Still can't hear you. Go ahead.
You got me?
Yeah. We
now.
didn't connect you to the speaker, but go ahead.
Okay. Just watching that video was giving me anxiety. She's one, ignorant as fuck. I'm sorry, I can't say that. I'm sorry.
You can say that. Yeah, you can say everything you want to say. We keep it raw here at the Male
good.
Review, so go ahead and give it to us.
Okay, good. She ignorant as fuck. He did what he was supposed to do as a dad, which is take care of his child. He brought the child their favorite food, which meant that the child was expecting it. One, she knew he was coming. Two, so there was some sort of arrangement. He does not have to, whether he can or can't, isn't the question. He doesn't have to do anything for those other children. Those are not his kids. It's her responsibility. I'm sorry?
Go ahead. No, I'm agreeing with you.
One, from the beginning, it was her responsibility, whenever they broke up, to have a conversation with her children, no matter the age, just on their level, to let them know that he will no longer be involved, if that's the case, if that's what she wanted. He wanted her to be honest with them on each of their levels, to have them understand that he will not be spending any time, or possibly not be spending any time, money, so on and so forth, with them. Because one thing is true, in life, when they grow up, ain't nobody gonna be sugarcoating shit for them. They're not going to always have what their other siblings have. Ooh. They're not going to always go places where their other siblings are going. So she needed to have that conversation, one, when it first ended. That's where her first mistake was. Then again, when he brought the child their food, give him his food. Explain to the other kids, it's unfortunate that you don't have McDonald's this time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that your daddies ain't shit. I agree.
Well, I wouldn't even bring up whatever their situations are.
Right.
But just right now, today, in this moment, it's not your time to have this thing. Somebody did something for him. Yes, he may have done the same things to you at another time, but that's not the case anymore, and he's not obligated to you. Have that real conversation while they're young, so that they won't have these fake, stupid, unexplainable, unreachable expectations when they're adults.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was very a very mature response to Markel.
Hey,
you say what?
I mean, okay, because thank you. First of all, thank you, caller, for calling in, and
welcome.
She put it in a way that I understood it when she said it, and I was like, ooh. I said, I think Dylan might jump through the window when he hear her say, "Hey, they got different birthdays. What you do on birthdays?"
Oh,
right.
Oh,
right.
Oh,
right.
Oh.
Do you get everybody a gift on their birthday?
Oh,
no. Look, he having a whole orgasm in here, y'all.
This ain't your day.
Right.
Go sit your ass down till I call you on to go sit down on the bench. You will get to play soon.
Exactly. And I mean, and I know it's kind of the same, along the same lines, but it's like with sports, not everybody gets the same trophy.
Right.
No, like, what are we doing?
Right.
Let's be honest with the kids now when they're young, so that they won't have these stupid, unreachable, unattainable, just unrealistic expectations as adults.
I love that. I love that. You know what? And I have not thought about it from that angle at all. Basically, because I always preach, look at the other side of things.
Right.
And that is totally a side that I missed at the angle of this world is real.
It's true.
And some things are for you and some things are not for you depending on the moment. I actually just had a conversation with my son weeks ago about this is just a moment. This is just a moment that will work against you. Tomorrow something can work in your favor. So I appreciate that call in, sister.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great one.
Hey, thank you.
All right. All right. I love that.
And see, that was a very good point. I absolutely understood that. So so then where I'm speaking from as a man, then I'm not speaking from a logical standpoint. Logically, yeah, you're right. This is his child. This is who he's responsible for. That's who the child support pays for or should pay for or whatever. I got that. No problem from a logical standpoint. From an emotional standpoint, because emotions. From an emotional standpoint, I wouldn't have teased them kids like that. Like I said.
Look, stop it. Okay.
Look.
My turn.
Go ahead.
He ain't go there to tease no goddamn kids.
He didn't do that on purpose.
Okay, so don't use the word tease.
Okay.
Tease is like when you purposely say, ha ha ha, you little ugly bastards, I got some food for my child, and yours don't, because one of your daddy is in jail. Nigga, your daddy, she trying to figure out which one out of them three motherfuckers is your daddy.
You gotta read between the lines,
motherfucker,
brother.
you fat anyway, so you don't even need to. That's
gotta
teasing.
read
No,
between the lines,
between the
brother.
lines is, this is my child, this one comes from my balls, those don't.
Right.
That's the line.
That's your line?
My balls, some other motherfucker balls.
Right, I got you.
That's the line. It don't get no more line than that.
I got
He
you.
looks like me, they don't.
Got
He
you.
get whatever little shit I got in my will, they don't. That motherfucker's handsome, they ugly.
That's what you got.
I could afford to buy McDonald's. The reason they didn't get McDonald's is your fault. And let me go into that. See, so that's where I'm at with it. It makes her look like a bad parent.
Gotcha.
So this ain't even about him. She tried to find a way to make it about him. It's actually about her responsibility to make sure that all her kids are fed regardless. Because it's one thing when there's food in the house already cooked.
Right.
There's already some potato chips.
Gotcha.
It's already some ramen.
Gotcha.
It's already some chicken and rice. It's already some spaghetti on the stove. She wouldn't be caring that he bought food.
Because she already got it covered.
She already got it covered. She didn't have it covered, so now she want the dude that she don't want to save her other kids that he don't gotta save.
He don't. He doesn't have to. You are right. You are correct.
So don't say
Logistically, he
it was teasing when he has one concern.
his child.
My child.
Correct.
Now, would it have been a nice gesture?
Yes.
It would have been, because he said, well, if you only had two, I might. But you got a whole extra motherfucker, and that's more money out of my pocket. We don't know his finances while
Correct.
people are telling him what he should do financially.
Right.
He's probably just making it and doing the best he can.
Gotcha.
He's probably just trying to. He probably ain't seen his son in weeks, and he got to make up for some shit. Who knows the true backstory?
Gotcha.
I said this recently. Who knows why he didn't bring those kids food when he said he might have? It probably was some past beef with the other fathers.
It could have been that. Yep. Could have been beef with the mother.
It could have been beef with the mother. Well, we're going to exclude her because apparently he doesn't mind coming around her.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
At least to bring his child some food.
And he said that he possibly would have.
Gotcha.
Now, so is something going on that he felt no need to? I just gave the petty view.
I got you.
The storyline view is possibly it's some beef, maybe with the other fathers. You know how men say, don't ever say nothing, don't touch. He was in a relationship with her, and maybe the other dude in the past said, don't touch my baby.
Right,
Don't
I
put
got
your
you.
hands on my baby.
So-
Don't say shit to my child, which has created a mindset in him to say, okay, well, you don't want me fucking with your kids. I won't do nothing for your
Not
kids.
nothing.
I won't do nothing. I got you, brother. You got your son. You got your daughter. Cool. I'll leave your child alone.
And I'll take care of mine.
And I'll take care of mine.
Right on.
We have that
Okay.
understanding. You take care of yours. I take care of mine. Possibly.
Gotcha.
Possibly. And I'm just saying, the other end is, you see how she came at him.
That part that was the part I thought was crazy. Because, I mean, you could have had this conversation without going live with it. You want to expose them for what? To do what?
Well, it's just the whole confrontational angle.
Well, what it comes down to, we can have the emotional versus logical conversation all day, brother. You know, we do this, right? Yes. However, what it comes down to at the end of the day is two very distinct things. Her expectation versus the reality of the situation, and her ding, ding, ding choices. Remember that word. It's going to come back again. Choices. Her choices matter in this instance as well.
Right. Okay. So Ashley Larkin has a comment on the stream. You get more with sugar than shit. Honestly, that's why I was trying to get at, brother. Like, if she would have came at him, see, she already had, as they say now these days, thanks to Mr. KS, masculine energy, right? He already knew, like, okay, she on some shit. Let me take my son this food and get the hell out of there.
Okay.
If there was a prior conversation, there was, because she was.
There had to be.
She already knew he was coming, so she was already on some shit. Maybe in that prior conversation was, listen, do you mind bringing Lil Day some shit too, and Craig and Quintavious some shit too, please.
Quintavious always needs some shit.
Quintavious always.
Quintavious always needs some shit.
Quintavious always needs some shit. Quintavious is always the fat boy too.
Shout out to those slim Quintaviouses out there. If y'all got something to say, 678-501-5177. Call up though.
So she could have hit him with a different energy, not to guarantee a yes.
Yeah.
But he would have approached it and possibly would have obliged, rather than, these are siblings, so I don't care. Motherfucker, you ain't shit. I'm exposing you.
This is what I'm talking about, where they could have each handled it differently.
They could have handled it, yeah. He could have. So I don't give him an F. He gets an A for taking care of his kids.
Okay, well,
that's the
understood part.
That's an A plus. Whoa. When we talk about men ain't there doing shit for their kids, he pulling up midday. McDonald's. We know kids love McDonald's.
Man, do they love McDonald's.
I drop it down to a B because McDonald's ain't healthy.
So they don't know that.
You go from A plus to B, my brother, but he get a B because he's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. Take care of his kids.
That is correct.
The end.
That's it. That's correct. Well, right on. Well, again, y'all, I think y'all, go to the stream. Talk about it, man. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think he should have stopped and got a hot and ready pizza for $5 to feed everybody?
Or
do y'all think that
I would have got that? I would have got that whole piece of just for him too.
Okay. Or do you think that she's just doing it for the gram? Which one is it?
Sister Willette is on the stream.
All right then. Willette, okay, Willette, let's see what Willette says here. If they were together as a couple, then yes, he should bring food for all the kids, including her grown ass, but they are not together. Now that young lady
that's a different
him live that McDonald's situation down. Next time he should just pick up his kid and take him to McDonald's. Now, again, that was one of the reasons, that was one of the things I saw what that could have been a possibility. Okay, your other kids don't got no McDonald's. I'm not about to buy everybody McDonald's. I want to feed my child. Tell you what, let me pick my son up for about 15, 20 minutes. I'll bring him back.
What if he was on his way to work?
Hey, again.
What if he was on his way to work?
Listen, again, like you said, we don't know what the situation was. I'm saying there could have been 1,000 different solutions to it.
Solutions.
But again,
I agree.
But again,
nobody's really wrong.
But on paper, on logical paper, you are right, and I agree. I am to support my child, and whatever else you got going on, that's on you.
Yes, I'm being a tad bit petty, as I always am.
Of course,
because
why would you?
A man of the community as I am, I do believe that we do always preach about it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
And just doing things as a village and as a community.
Yes, sir.
So
absolutely.
it's a little, once again, it would be great if he did that, but I don't feel the need for anybody to tell them that he is wrong just because he didn't. Once again, it's his choice.
Correct.
We can't tell everybody, well, some things we can't force a choice upon to say this is right and this is wrong.
Her entitlement got in the way.
Yeah, her entitlement got in the way, and it was his choice to say, hey, this is my child here. That's what he kept on saying.
Yeah.
He even followed up with, I possibly would have.
Right.
But right now,
This is what I got.
Junior getting it.
This is what I got. Right.
So shout out to the caller. Shout out to the people on the streams, man.
Absolutely.
Once again, she did put another disclaimer out that all of the world. So she got the attention that she wanted,
which is what you wanted, because she made a video talking about y'all are tearing me down. What you know what? If you hadn't opened your
it backfired.
If you hadn't have done that,
if you hadn't have done that, because she thought that the stream, whether it be fake or not, or scripted or not, she thought that it was going to work in her favor.
Correct.
And I'm hoping that this is used as a marking tool for people to understand, once again, both sides of the situation. Sometimes it ain't about who's right and who's wrong. It's about the resolution. All right?
It is.
So,
Absolutely.
once again, keep on calling in, y'all. Keep on coming. What we got coming up next? Well, we got her out the way. I also want to give a shout out, man. Since we talking about the community thing, let me give a shout out to Miss Shirley with Connecting the Links.
Absolutely,
and
Connecting
the whole
the Links.
Stembridge family.
Yep.
For those who are unaware, we did our pre-Juneteenth walk on the 18th.
It was hot.
It was hot out.
It was
there.
hot.
Basically, in support of anti-violence.
Yes.
Which is following from the Connecting the Links awareness anti-violence thing that we did at Welcome All Park.
Correct.
That wounded up with violence at that moment.
Occurred at the park.
That
right.
occurred at the park across from where we was holding our anti-violence event.
Which lets you know it's needed.
True, and that's what the news lines, reporters was out there, and that's the main thing that I was pushing. Like, this really truly shows that this ain't just something that we're doing for fun. This is a real, true situation that we're discussing. That we're here, and on the other side of the park, that we're holding a anti-violence event. Violence happens.
Correct.
Gun violence, murder.
Yes, literal murder.
Literal murder in front of a community and kids
who are trying to stop violence. Yeah, that was the irony of the situation.
Yes. So following that, we just had a community walk, and the community walk we had Councilman Reed there and some other people there. It wasn't the biggest turnout, but it was an outstanding turnout.
Absolutely.
I love the numbers of people that was there, because we walked and look, we had the police. Let me go ahead and share this because I want everybody to see.
Yep. And sweat and
how did you feel about it, brother?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, man, it was definitely empowering for me, for everybody to get together. We got there, we got everything set up, made sure that everybody understood the purpose of what we were walking for. And everybody was in good spirits, man, and ready to definitely walk and show the community that, we are a part of a larger, a very large existence where we want to stop the violence. We want to save our children, man. We want our kids to live. We want them to definitely choose other ways of coping besides violence. So I'm going to say it was a grand time, man. It was outstanding. Again, it was hot, but it was worth it. I mean, I was hotter about the fact that there was violence that was occurring. So the little heat, little sun, and some water, we went ahead and we did that walk and made our way, man. It was great. It was a great time. You'll see my big stomach out there to let y'all know I needed to walk. And sweat apparently, but it's okay.
Keep your faith in God, everything happened for a reason. You were hard about it, you were meant for every season. Once you figure out your purpose, can be pleasing, but you can't rush cause nothing comes easy. You know how many times I done heard no.
Shout out to Cora Reeves.
How many times I seen this fella dope. You know how many times it changed on me. Only thing I can promise, I'ma be a part of many
I stand for all the impact I have when I'm dead and gone. Accolades are intact.
Look at us walking out there. Look at Barkell.
I know, right? And we ran up
Look
down
at,
next
I want to talk about something after doing this video. Sergeant Yale out in Sergeant Yale.
I'm saying, did you read the megaphone?
Yeah. I put that thing in my hand. I started singing Airborne Ranger.
I know that's right.
Shoot,
Terrible.
I felt like we were back.
It was back in boot, boy.
Look, man. I almost felt like we were back in the military out in that thing.
Trying to tell you.
But you know what? My favorite thing about that.
What's that?
Because Miss Shirley gave me a call, right?
Yep.
And she was so amazed at, because she, when you're in the moment of something, you don't see what it looks like.
Right.
From the outside.
You're doing it. Right.
You know, because you're doing it. You know, put it together, and you know, I get caught up in a lot of just working and going on to the next thing. I see it, but I don't know how it looks to the other person or to the outside public.
Right.
So once I completed the video and I sent it to her, she called me. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and she was just so amazed.
He's grateful.
And I said, well, this is your thing. I appreciate, and I would just want to say to the Connecting the Links Foundation and the Stembridge family and the Ford family as well, because this stemmed from the murder of their family member, Devontae Stembridge Ford, the murder of him. That's what the Connecting the Links Foundation was created behind, allowing us the opportunity here at Yale Entertainment to be a part of that. I've always, I'm starting to become a person of the community. And what really amazed me was the children that was out there.
Yes, man. The children came out in
Look,
full force. The
yes.
littlest Walker.
Oh, man. She was what? 4 years
Like
old?
4 years
5
old.
years
She was
old?
so tiny.
She
Little
was
girl.
so tiny.
But she
and
was there in front of everybody.
yes. Stop the violence.
Right. When
Yeah.
we want it. Now.
Now. Stop the violence. And just seeing that is, it shows that there is some form of hope.
Yes, sir.
That things can change a little bit.
Yep.
And it was so crazy because once we did that whole, and that little girl came and sat down right next to me, okay? And I gave her the microphone and say, young lady, tell everybody your name. My name is whatever the hell she said. I don't know. And she wouldn't let the microphone go.
She held on to it. We might have to give her a show. We might have to give her a show.
I said, I don't know what your appearance is, little lady, but you are already a star. Just because it was, what, a 2-3 mile?
Yeah,
it was like
about a 3
mile. And she did the whole walk.
Right.
Meanwhile, Spicy was in the car being a lazy motherfucker.
She was just doing what she was told.
HR told her what to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I really, you know what I'm saying, enjoyed that event.
Absolutely.
And everything that's coming up next.
It was a
So,
great
once again, Miss Shirley and the Connecting the Links Foundation has donated to Yale Radiocast and RTV.
Yes.
And for those who do donations, we advertise and promote your product.
Absolutely.
Just a appreciative donation. It could be
Love offering.
Yeah, a love offering, like Mark L said. It could be $1 or it could be 100.
Hey.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell y'all what to
could
do.
be a man or a woman.
Or a woman. Donate to Yale Radiocast.
That's it. Please.
Whatever it is on Cash App, and we'll send more information out there. But those donations are needed for us to continue to do what we're doing. And I want to say thank you to them one more time. And in the past, Ashley has donated as well. Mrs. Larkin has donated. So her foundation is Damani Speaks, based around supporting and autism awareness as well. So we did do advertisement for her thing after that next show after that. So shout out to you too as well, Ashley.
Believe it.
And I'm working on something for her, so it's gonna be a little bit of a surprise.
Okay.
So what we got next, bro?
Hey man, listen. So we off the McDonald's controversy. First of all, I'm gonna just say one last thing though. What y'all didn't see is her throw all the food on the ground, and I think that was a High-C Orange, and I think that's what made me give her an F-.
Oh shit!
Because don't be throwing the High-C Orange on the ground. Listen. I love High-C Orange. I'm just leaving it at that. That's the only thing to keep that. Okay, that might be the only thing keep me going back to McDonald's. But that High-C Orange, you threw that on the ground. But moving on.
Phoenix said you might be Team FDK, but the kids love Uncle Dollar.
They do love Uncle Dollar and them po kids.
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with them.
Them po kids.
But they don't know I sell the hell.
Y'all remember that scene in Harlem Nights? Let me just leave it at that. Just remember that. Speaking of kids,
Trey Michaels, one last comment. She has to know that he wasn't the kind of man that would provide all those kids with that. If you were with the dude, you know he ain't generous like that, period. So why are you tripping? There you go. And that's another thing. You got to know the person.
Correct.
If you know the person, like I ain't gonna go there.
You ain't got to dig into it, but you got a point. You got a point. They know each other. Yeah. They at least knew each other once. They knew each other once. So let's go with that. Speaking of kids, man, let's talk a little bit about the most recent decision by the Supreme Court to overturn a nearly 50-year-old decision, which was basically an amendment to the Constitution, Roe versus Wade. Now, if you don't know anything about Roe versus Wade, you've heard about it all this week. Let me give you some basic information about Roe versus Wade. Basically, what it did is it became an amendment to the U.S. Constitution that provided what we call a fundamental right to privacy. This is to protect a pregnant woman's liberty to abort her fetus. The right is not absolute and has to be balanced against the government's interest in protecting women's health and protecting prenatal life. Some statutes made it a crime to procure an abortion and violated this right, according to Texas government. However, that's basically what Roe versus Wade was about. It was a right to privacy. Well, the Supreme Court decided in the past couple of weeks to go ahead and overturn Roe v. Wade. It was put on the books back in 1973, and it was coming up on its 50-year anniversary. Right. And they decided to go ahead and decide to overturn it. Now, that means that suddenly some states have what we call a trigger law, which was as soon, because, this has been a fight for a long time, women's rights, women's bodies. A lot of states decided that if the Supreme Court of the United States did decide to overturn Roe versus Wade, they would have something called a trigger law, which would automatically make abortions illegal in their state. Right. A lot of the governors did go to the desk immediately and sign those bills or sign those into law that it is now illegal to have an abortion in the state. And I think it went legal July 1st, if I'm not mistaken. For a lot of states.
July 1st.
So the question
which was my mom's birthday. Go figure.
It was. Gotcha. Go
Rest
figure.
in peace, Estelle. She would have been 85.
Hey, man, Mother Nature, right on.
Might have been 86.
86. Okay, right on. Well, but yeah, this is what happened with Roe versus Wade. So then it became a situation where we gentlemen started to have conversations about our choices. And there's a lot of folks, again, this is another controversy. This is a real life thing that occurred that started to divide people, right?
Once again.
Because you're going to have people that feel one way. You have your pro-choice and you have your pro-life. And this is what pro-life, pro-choice, they've been having this argument even years before that, years before 73, before that landmark decision. But you have those that are on the pro-life side, which believe that life starts at conception, the minute the sperm reaches the egg and there's a baby coming. They believe that is when life starts and that life should be protected by the laws under the U.S. Constitution. Then you have pro-choice who believe that you should have the choice to decide whether or not you want to have a child. You want to carry a child to term, if you want to go through any of that. So what it comes down to at the end of the day is, again, it's not necessarily about abortion as much as it is about a right to privacy. You should have the choice to do what you want to do with your body. Now, as we have discussed, and we have discussed, and Donna looks at things very black and white. They've been controlling our bodies for a long damn time, right?
Right.
Okay. I understand that.
That's my walk.
That's your walk. Understood. They have been. However, at this juncture in time, I feel that we should have the control over our intellectual property and, yes, our bodies.
Oh, man.
This is the truth.
Yes.
Because
we should have control over our intellectual property.
Yes, our intellectual property. So this is why copyright infringement exists. This is why sampling got clamped down on. Because this is our intellectual property. This is a song I thought up out of my mind, and then you just gonna take it and tear it apart and use it in your little hippity hoppity, as the old folks used to say back in my day. This hippity hoppity bug music. I think I should be paid for that, or you should at least ask my permission to use it, right?
All right, so Trey Michaels is saying, what kills me about it is that men do not realize that this is not a woman's issue. This is a everybody issue. A lot of men benefited from women having the right to terminate a pregnancy.
This is true. I think it's an everybody issue too. I don't think it's just women's rights. I think it, and I also think it opens the door for a lot of other subversive stuff to happen. Just saying.
Okay. So this is where I'm at with it.
Okay.
I love that role right there. I love that comment, but you cannot go on two sides. You can't play both sides of the fence.
Okay, explain
let me forego by saying I'm pro. Do whatever you want. It's your body. But at the same time, you can't jump on both sides of the fence and say it affects men too, then tell men that they can't have a call and a say-so of this. Because the problem is, men made this call. So now you're saying that it affects men too, but men shouldn't choose on the ruling.
It was all men that chose on the rule.
It was a woman there.
Just one.
I don't care.
Just one.
I don't care.
And she was definitely outnumbered.
Okay. Get more of them up there.
We just swore. Speaking of that, we just swore in our first black woman Supreme Court justice.
Right. Get more of them up.
But they waited till after that happened.
Get more of them
to
up
put her in there.
And I'm saying is, I do know it's more men than women. Blah blah blah
I
blah
got
blah.
you. Right,
but at
right.
the end of the day, I'm saying whether it was 50-50, 90-30, 10-20, 69% to whatever.
I got you.
You can't say, oh, it involves y'all too, but y'all can't make no calls on this.
I got you. So your thing is, if men should not have a say so, why should they have a say so? Or if men should have a say so, why should they not have a say so?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't play both sides of the fence, and that seems, just saying what it seems like, because my opinion is, I don't have no say so. So it is what it is to me, to be honest. You know why? Because women say, well, men shouldn't have an opinion. Okay, so if you don't want me to have an opinion, I don't care that they did this. Which side of the fence do you want me to be on? Because if you want me to be pro for it, you can't tell me what I should choose.
That's such a stretch.
It is no. This is
That's such a stretch.
No, this is what they say. This ain't what Dylan's saying.
Well,
I'm just
okay.
taking what they saying and showing you how it sounds spit back to them.
Oh, I understand.
You're telling me which one is it? I have say so or I don't. I'm affected by it or I'm not. Because if you want to say you don't got no say so, don't ask me to care.
Well, here's the thing, bro. When you look at this, and this is my take on it. Okay, this is my take on it. Okay, so I feel you on the black and white side. Yep, you're right.
I'm just black and white with it.
You can't say that I shouldn't have any say so and then get mad and then get mad when I don't say anything about it. You can't do that.
That's where I'm at.
I understand that.
That's totally where I'm at with it.
At the end of the day, man,
do you want my support in this or not?
I'm looking at it big picture. Now let me tell you why I say I look at it big picture.
And it is a bigger picture.
It's a way bigger picture than that.
Picture.
Okay,
because we about to go deep with it, ladies.
Yeah, we got to go deep with this. I think it's a way bigger picture than just that. I think even so much so, I think it's less about abortion than it is the right to privacy. Because at the end of the day, what you're saying is that me and this young lady can't have a conversation. Me being the father of a child. We get together, we have some fun, we made a choice. We have some fun. We didn't do what was necessary to avoid having a child. Okay, now she's pregnant. What you're saying is that she and I can't sit down and have a conversation to try to determine, are we ready to have this child? Can we support this child? Can we do this with this child?
I like this comment.
We couldn't do it, right? That's what it's saying in essence, that we don't even give you the right to have that conversation, right. Which is some bullshit because the government don't need to be in my business that tough, right?
That's why a lot of men don't even go to court with stuff or, don't even want to be... child support thing. It ain't that men don't want to take care of the kids. We don't want the courts involved in it because they regulate us differently.
That is correct.
They regulate stuff. So that's what I'm saying. So that's the closest comparison we can put, ladies, to you giving birth is our part, which is child support. Mm-hmm. They literally control what we can and we can't do. Correct. No, we don't do the part of carrying the term of 9 months and all this, and our lives ain't changed and our bodies ain't changed. But our lives are damn sure altered, and it's controlled by somebody based off of what they say we can and can't do.
They just
I'm saying,
how can you legislate control over somebody's body?
That's the closest comparison. That's why I brought it up yesterday. And it's a different comparison. Yes, it is, but that's the closest comparison we can have.
That's what we got.
That's the only side that we get hit on, saying that we're affected in this way and we have no say-so of it. And it affects our lives just like this affects your lives. But I like what Trey Michaels is saying. Men better make more careful choices too. Ain't no more going half on the procedure to get out of a lifelong commitment and connection to that woman.
Correct.
I agree. Hey, Trey Michaels is the lady that said
That coined the phrase.
Irresponsible semen.
That is correct.
I was very irresponsible, and I'm admitting that, and I paid for the longest of time. Still technically
paying for
it.
Right.
Literally, somebody got their check the other day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My son, shit, taller than me, and worked 2 jobs. But they still get that money.
Right.
And he got 2 jobs, and she get the check, and he still calling me for money. I'm about to go on.
No, okay, hold it. Slow down, man on fire. Slow down. Woosah. You got to watch them Geminis, y'all. You got to watch them Geminis.
Trey Michael said that this shit ain't just a woman problem. No, it's not just a woman problem. But what I'm saying, Trey, is women are saying that it is a woman's problem. Everybody isn't as universal mentally as you are. So we got people who think like Trey, and then we got a general public of women that constantly tell men to stay out of their business. Which side you think men are going to listen to? Take away these government officials that made the call, because they're always going to control our bodies. They have been regulated to govern our bodies since the beginning of government.
Correct. Or this government specifically.
They've always regulated our bodies. They've always regulated what we could do with our lives.
Murder is illegal.
This one just particularly, once again, affects women. This one. It circles around.
Yeah.
You get some shit that slaps men too.
Yeah.
And it gets some shit to slap black people. And it gets some shit to slap Indian people.
Yep.
White people get passed over.
Boy, we're going to go into that today.
We ain't going to go into it. So, it's not just a woman's problem, but when you go on these forums and you see the parades of women marching saying that, well, if abortion is God's call, then a limp dick is God's call too. Well, yeah. Some tell me that women don't like limp dicks.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't. I've
heard plenty of people, men and women, say, I don't want a baby.
What, true?
So you try to find a way to compare, just like we can't compare, or they don't want us to use the comparison of child support to childbirth.
Gotcha.
So what I'm saying, so don't compare limp dick to
a baby. Gotcha.
So it's just, we're always going to be on split ends of this because we totally cannot relate to it.
Right.
But you want us to.
Right.
When you want us to.
Okay.
So if you want us all in, we get to make the calls, and sometimes the call may not go in your favor.
This is true. Now, this is the thing about it is, and again, like I'm definitely in agreement. Being a person that is pro-choice, I'm definitely pro-choice. I'm definitely pro. You should control your own body. I don't think the government should be able to step in and tell you what you can and cannot do with your body. This is a question.
We're
that
pro-choice.
Yeah.
I'm just more black and white, like you said with it. Well, what is the answer then? We gotta, since they've done it, we have to work around it. Is where I'm at with it.
That's it. And so now that your pro-choice goes a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if people are ready to go that deep. But take them there.
I'm gonna take it that deep.
Go on and take them there.
At the end of the day, with it being pro-choice, but they put this procedure in place, they put this law in place, or they reversed the ruling that was in place. Guess what? As Trey just said, men got to make smarter decisions with the people they lay down with. Guess what? It is your body, like y'all women saying. Y'all got to make smart decisions with y'all body.
Correct. Both men and women. You right. Absolutely.
No, women, because we can't fuck unless they open their legs.
They can't get pregnant.
I'm putting it with the exclusion of rape. I'm putting 100% of that on women. You can't get in my car unless I give you the keys. Goddammit.
This is correct.
So don't say, well, men got to make smarter decisions. They say it starts with us. No, I say it starts with y'all, because and we know women got some strong thighs. Them thighs is as strong as they get.
And that's
with
where
women.
the trouble starts.
So them things don't open unless they allow them thighs to open, which then a man penetrates. If outside of that, it's called rape, which is illegal.
That's correct. But listen, two people can make a choice to decide they want to have intercourse. Am I correct? Two people can make a choice. It's got to be two, or it's rape. You just said that, right? In agreement with you.
Or she just lying to get some food for the kids, McDonald's
for
the kids.
Oh my God. Two people have to agree in order to have intercourse. In order for it to be intercourse. So let's just say two people agree to have intercourse. They may not have agreed on having a child. But they should also make the choice to know, hey, we're gonna have intercourse, and guess what? There's things worse than there's things worse than the STD. There's a baby.
There's a baby. I mean, we know how babies is made.
Listen, we talking.
You better look at your financial situation.
You should know.
You better look at who this dude is
and decide we're gonna shoot the club up.
We gonna try and take a chance, and if we do, we know the repercussions.
We know what could happen.
We know what can happen.
Correct.
Men have less actual power in this than they've had before. It's your body. You got to take care of it.
Correct.
And everything starts with you. And I don't mean that to say, ha, ladies, this is your problem, not ours. I'm just saying, if it's your body, it starts with you.
Mm-hmm. It starts with you.
It starts with you.
Correct.
I've seen so many posts saying that whatever starts with penis, as if the cause of pregnancy starts with a penis. Some dumb shit. Really? No, it actually starts with the pussy.
Well,
it really starts with the pussy.
It takes two. That's what the song said. That's what Rob Bass told me. That's what Rob Bass taught me. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two. It does.
But he also said he gets stupid.
Semen. I mean, outrageous. With the absence of semen, there is no conception. I absolutely believe that. Do you believe that? That's biology, brother. That's biology.
But look here, man.
However,
you can't start a car without the keys.
You can't start a car without the keys. That's correct.
But
I
guess
agree.
what?
But you can't. The car don't go without the gas.
But God damn it,
the car don't go without the gas.
But peep it. This is the key. This key don't mean shit if there ain't even no car.
Okay. If there's no car there, what does this key do?
It's just a goddamn key.
Okay. Well, what if the car and the key are both there?
They go hand in hand, but goddamn it, they both need each other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Ashley Lockett, thank you again for signing on. Ashley, change the culture we use to. Change the culture. We so used to having babies outside of a family unit is why child support is even on the table. Ooh. This is true. But again, and I agree with you. Definitely, I agree with you. And that's the belief.
Trey Michaels. The number is 678-501-5177 for the third time.
Yep, 678-501-5177. I agree with you, Ashley. Changing the culture so that because having babies outside of wedlock definitely is what got child support on the table. You are absolutely right.
Yes.
Again, though, we still go back to the choice. Maybe you don't want to get married. But does that mean you don't have sex? Maybe you don't want to have a baby. Does that mean you don't have sex?
But we know how babies are made.
We know how babies are made. But I'm not into elbow sex. I like PIV sex. And for those who don't know, on Mark After Dark, we'll discuss penis and vagina. Now, I agree 100%, but just it kind of comes down to what our overarching topic.
The government. Good luck with that one.
Boy, listen to me.
And do we really want to abort the government?
The great experiment.
Do we really want to abort the government? The thing is, there needs to be some form of rule and structure in place.
I think the government got together because they think we don't know how to regulate ourselves. Govern. To govern is to control. Am I right? Ain't that what it means?
Yes. But you got to look at, first of all, you need to go back centuries and centuries of the creation of this current form of government.
Right.
And the people who were over this current form of government. Mm-hmm. Now, that's one way to look at it. But at the end of the day, let's just say we've gotten rid of the group of people that's up there.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that movie, that TV series where they blew up the White House?
Oh, man. White House Down?
No. And the dude who was the lowest position in the White House became the president. Designated
Survivor.
Designated Survivor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for those who don't know, Designated Survivor it's on Netflix. Great series, by the way.
It was a great series.
And they blew up the White House or whatever. and the lowest ranked position in the whole White House became the president.
Yeah, because what they do is they set up something called a designated survivor law, where like everybody is there except for one person that's supposed to carry on in case some tragic event happens to everybody who's in the governmental chamber. Like, let's just say, like in this instance, everybody got bombed and he was the designated survivor, which is usually like a schlock position.
Right.
It's just something they do when somebody's on their way out. But it turned out that he had to become the president of the government. So yeah, I got you. Designated survivor.
So basically, somebody who had nothing to do with the current structure of the government had to create new structure.
Correct.
But you're dealt with so many different boxes.
Oh my God. So many strings.
So many strings that you gotta overlook for what's best. Keep on calling in. I don't know why we didn't get your call in, people, but just keep on calling in. We got it back up. That was user error. But somebody who is truly a normal U.S. citizen who is in the minor level of a government position is now making the calls. Now he has to look at this wing and see what they want versus this group of people, what they want. And at the end of the day, he wound up basically looking like the group of people who they just got rid of.
Got you.
Because he had to start making rules and regulations that somebody didn't like.
Right.
And it was for the best, for what they say.
For overall government.
Overall government of the whole country. Okay. All right. Thank you for calling in to the Mail Review. Who do we have?
Look here, look, Trey. We ain't even gonna do this.
Either you go, is she gonna talk or not?
One, I had to tell my oldest son this. Please stop taking this personal as a personal attack against men. It's not about any individual man. This is a bigger issue at play, okay? And it's tied into a lot of cultural and socialized shit that you kind of really, don't have direct control over. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what I taught my boys. I said this in one of my adolescent development classes. Everybody went silent on me. This was some years ago. I said, so if I get pregnant right now by someone, or actually, I think I picked. Let's just say you go, I'll get pregnant.
Right.
With the way society has shit set up right now, who makes the decision if the pregnancy is going to go to term?
The woman.
The woman does. Let's just say, so the woman gets to decide whether or not you become a father. Okay? That's it. Okay, let's just say she decides that you will become one. Whether or not you want it or not, she decides that you will. Who gets to decide whether or not you pay? If she's a woman that ain't on welfare, she decides that. I never filed child support for neither one of my children. I ain't had time. I was too busy chasing degrees and careers and shit. I ain't had time to be trying to get no old white man to make it feel. I'm not finished. Hold on.
Okay.
So we decide that. Okay, wait. Let me finish. Let me get the whole thing out.
I'm not interrupting, man. I'm agreeing.
So then, I get to decide that. If we aren't married, which a lot of babies are born outside of marriage, okay, then I also get to decide if you see this kid, okay, unless you go through that nasty-ass court system and file for your father's rights after you didn't marry me, okay, before that child was born. So there. Now I have the power throughout the whole situation. But society teaches men that they're the ones in power when they go out there spreading their feet around. They teach women, they teach us to think that we're the ones that are going to get in trouble. And women have drank that patriarchy Kool-Aid. Y'all have drank the shit. So you run out there eating your little seed all willy-nilly into any and everybody. And then when somebody ends up pregnant, this woe is me. Now this bitch gonna trap me. No, it should have been flipped. It should have been flipped. The boys are the ones that should have been told, don't give your seed to just anybody. The boys are the ones should have been told, you're powerless in this situation. The hand that rocks the fucking cradle is the hand that rules the world.
Thanks.
Old ass clip, but it's true. So that shit, this shit ain't about any individual man. This is about the way our society and our culture has conditioned us to think who has power and who does not. Women think they don't have any power. That is what is happening. Okay?
I'll tell you what.
That is what this is about.
I'll tell you what.
Blaming women saying y'all need to keep y'all legs closed, that is not helpful at all.
Well,
not at all. But if you want to do that, go on. Go on.
And I backtracked and said, well, I wouldn't say not have sex.
Appreciate you. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Love getting into Dr. Dre.
Lord have mercy.
She gonna be, fuck darling. I hate him, but I love him, but I hate him.
Oh my God. Okay. So, thank y'all. Thank you for your call, Dr. Trey. Definitely appreciate it. You are correct. It does not start with telling women to keep their legs closed. Darling is saying one thing,
and I backtracked and said no, that does not.
You did say that.
I said it starts with keeping your legs closed. What she's trying to say is I'm excluding the responsibility of the man.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying it takes two to tango. So I mean, you know, that's my agreement.
Somebody got to play the music.
Somebody got to play the music in order for the dance to come up. You right. I agree with you. So, in circling back to this Roe versus Wade decision.
Ooh, and the chance is hot.
Yep. What's the chat's going? Before I go into my roundup, my final thoughts on it. Let's.
Shout out to Debbie T. Sanders. All people shouldn't have sex with anyone they aren't willing to have a baby with.
Oh,
it's
my mama
always
said that.
a possibility if there is no protection used. And
That
I
is
think
correct.
that's really what I'm trying to say.
That's what we trying to get to.
That's why, you know what I'm saying, if she actually takes a breath, I don't see how she talks without breathing. She's a doctor. She knows those biological ways to get around it.
A mess.
It's like she was.
mess.
It's like she was inhaling for 30 minutes.
I'm not getting in between you and Dr. Trey. I'm gonna let y'all handle
It's
that.
like she was inhaling for 30 minutes.
I'm gonna let
That
y'all handle
motherfucker
that.
said,
I'm gonna let y'all handle that. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. But she makes a point.
and I'm not even disagreeing with her. That's what she don't get.
Right. So the thing is, and like she said, you know, there's always a chance. Listen, there's only one way. There's only a couple of ways to get pregnant. Okay. It's always going to start with the inception of the sperm and the egg getting together. How those two things happen is anybody's guess. It can happen through rape. It can happen through artificial insemination. It can happen through two consenting adults. It can happen to two people who don't know exactly what they're doing and don't know how to get things running. So, whatever. All I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, this Roe versus Wade decision is scary. Now, why is it scary? Okay, we can talk about abortion all day, but again, it's rights to privacy that are at play. Because what this opens the door to is it opens the door to turn over a lot of other things. Because what you're saying is you don't have control of your body no more. The government controls that. And as a matter of fact, tell you what, you need to get a voting ID in order to vote. And your skin need to be the right color to vote. And you can't vote for nobody that ain't your color if they not running for election. You dig what I'm saying?
I mean,
it opens the door for things to do.
No, I don't think this opened this door. That's what I'm telling y'all.
The door's always been open.
What are y'all talking about? Open the door like this opens the door for the government to start doing some shit that people don't like.
But let me just say, this brings up the fact
we were slaves.
But this brings up the
we're
fact
3/5 of fucking human.
This brings up a fact that we cannot get complacent. Now, something that Dylan has said in past shows, I know I mentioned this when we talked about it before, he absolutely makes a very valid point. We shouldn't be worried about what they're doing up at the Supreme Court level. We should be worried about what they're doing on the circuit court level.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that is because even though Roe versus Wade was overturned, these states jumped into action. A lot of these states jumped into action immediately and started to sue in order to block these trigger laws from going through. The thing about it is, like I said, Roe versus Wade being overturned, now they're examining things like, hey, if you live in state X and abortion is illegal and you get in quote-unquote trouble, as they used to call it, the old folks used to call it back then, you done got in trouble, you can't go to state Y and have an abortion because you're breaking the law for state X.
Now let's backtrack on that a little bit. There are some corporations, shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods, and a couple of other corporations that have said that they would give partial funding for your travel expenses to go to this state. Since if you're over here in Georgia and Georgia blocks abortion rights, and just say you could go to Florida, for example. I don't know who all have the abortion right still
Trigger
in place or
law
whatever.
and
You
all
know
that
what I'm saying?
stuff, yeah.
You could go over here to Florida and you could do it over there, and they will pay, I think, up to like $5,000
Yeah,
for your travel
they offered
expenses.
some money. Yeah, they
so
did.
shit, if I were y'all, I just drive the car and keep that $5,000 clear. Work around the system is what I'm saying.
Shout out to Dix.
Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dix.
Or
go figure, Dix is the one that's taking care of women.
I knew that this was not going to escape. I knew it wasn't going to slide by. And I am the dad joke king up here, okay? I'm just trying to do the show, y'all. I'm just trying to do the show.
Yeah, y'all better, y'all, just say you need Dix.
Just say you need Dix. Dix are responsible, and so Dix are going to be responsible. Dix is responsible. So now, check this out. At the end of the day, like I said, they started to examine other things like whether or not the legality of going from one state to another to do these procedures. All we're saying is, at the end of the day, this is about choices.
Yes.
Making better choices for our bodies and for ourselves. Because really, the government doesn't have to be involved in it if we make better choices,
Now,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so finishing off the stream before we go to the next one. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in with us because we at 140. We was trying to get this done in and out of here. Ashley Larkin said men need birth control. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement.
What if they came up with a pill that made us flaccid until we was ready to have a baby?
I would be wholeheartedly for that.
You'd be for that?
I would be for
Look at that.
I mean, shit, you know I'm Team FDK.
Team Extreme. Right on.
Team Extreme.
Team Extreme. Right on. All right.
Oh, my God.
Roe versus Wade, y'all. Again, go ahead and read up on that. Go ahead and read about it. See how you can get involved on your local level to try to make sure that we still retain the rights to our intellectual property and our bodies ourselves. Right? All right.
Oh, my God. Trey, let me finish off these last comments. I don't hate you, but your thinking is limited on this issue. It's bigger than any one gender.
Agreed, Trey. I agree with Trey. God. It is bigger than any one gender. I absolutely agree. Moving along. All right, next comment.
No, because she's steady running her mouth since she can't talk on the phone.
No,
now she typing the hell. She typing like a motherfucker on the stream.
It's a healthy discussion, sir.
Now she typing like a motherfucker on the stream.
It's a healthy discussion.
When you say it starts with women, you are throwing blame on them. Period. Words and sentences mean things, man. And I said what the fuck I said. Starts with women. It don't mean men are excluded. We in it too.
Right.
We go marching. You have a leader that starts to march. Don't mean the other motherfuckers ain't marching with you.
Right. It doesn't mean they're not responsible or also,
it doesn't mean that they're not responsible.
I see where you're going. I think y'all are just having a
dialing is always right and Trey is always wrong. Now I agree.
No, y'all are having a clash of understanding. Y'all are actually on the same side, believe it or not.
Yeah. Even if it is protection used, is still a risk. The only 100% is no sex or sterilization. I agree once again with Trey. Don't be mad because I can talk you just as fast as you. I don't talk fast, Trey. You talk loud and fast.
Oh my God.
See, she keep on going, man.
All right.
This Dr. Trey show.
All right. So we still got some more show to go. We still got some more show to do, y'all. We still got some more show to do.
We got some more things. Okay, so we off this topic once again. I will end it with this. Ladies, unfortunately, you have to make better decisions with your body, okay? And I'm not backtracking from that at all. Trey, you could be mad. I still love you. I still love all women. Yes, I do agree that you should have a choice to what to do with your body.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, when they regulate something, whether it's your body, your car, your feet, your toes, your children, your whatever it is, you have to figure out what to do when that moment arises. There's some kind of law in the goddamn Bible that says we got to follow the laws of the land. I don't like them. Y'all don't like them. We as a people don't like them. We can say shut down the government all we want to, but that just gives an opportunity like somebody like Jayland to be more stupid. We don't want to shut down the goddamn government. At the end of the day, we do not want to shut down the government because that kills gun laws that y'all want in place. That kills any kind of gun restrictions, and that shuts down all gun restrictions. They killing everybody now. So we can't just close down shop on some things. It's just we have to figure out how to work around that moment when that moment arises. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my final statement on this. Your body, your choice to wash that motherfucker and keep it clean. Mark.
Okay, moving along. Speaking of guns, since you brought that up, I just want to go ahead and talk a little bit about, unfortunately, yet another case of a black man who was murdered, because they are calling it a murder, and this is not my words. These are the words of the entire group of people who have seen this.
Yes.
Black man was killed in Akron, Ohio. Dallin is bringing this up.
Yes, it's
He's bringing it up so that we can discuss this. This young man's name was Jayland Walker. Jayland Walker.
Yes. After a black man is killed by police, a city cancels its 4th of July celebration.
Happy Independence Day.
Yes. Boy. That is a picture of the young man right there. Once again, unfortunately, it happens again. Now, if you haven't heard about this article, be prepared for another one. Days after a black man was killed by police officers who reportedly fired almost 100 rounds during a chase that started as a traffic stop. Officials in Akron, Ohio announced that the 4th of July celebration was canceled in response to a fatal shooting that has rocked the city this week. Police tried to pull over Jayland Walker, a 25-year-old DoorDash driver, for a traffic infraction early Monday. Authorities said the Akron Police Department said that during the pursuit, Walker fired a gun from outside the vehicle, a claim that Walker's family has refuted. As he kept driving away from police, Walker jumped out of his vehicle and was chased by officers on foot, according to authorities. It's unclear why Walker fled the police. He has no criminal record. Bobby DiCello, one of the family attorneys, told the Washington Post, actions by the suspect caused the officers to perceive he posed a deadly threat to them. Police said in a news release. In response to this threat, officers discharged their firearms, striking the suspect. Walker was pronounced dead at the parking lot where he was shot. Autopsy records show that eight officers fired more than 90 rounds at Walker, with more than 60 striking his body. DiCello told the Post. The account was corroborated by WKYC, the first to report on the numbers of gunshots fired. There are wounds on all sides of the body, DiCello said. 8 officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave. Y'all know what that means. They just chilling and getting paid. Pending the conclusion of the investigation from Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, according to Akron Police. Details surrounding the number of shots fired by the police have not been released by authorities. The officers have not yet been publicly identified. The weapon was recovered from inside Walker's car, according to police. DiCello said that there is no evidence showing that the firearm was in the car or that the firearm was discharged at an officer. Mark L., what you got, brother?
I mean, it's the same story over and over again. I mean, you know, we've discussed this on this show several times. Somebody is tried to stop. They try to do what they call a routine, quote unquote, traffic stop, and everything goes to hell from there, man. It's disheartening and it's sad. And I'm gonna say, they decided to cancel the 4th of July celebrations, but I think that's because they're expecting a riot. I think there's a march going to go down today. They're supposed to be, according to another news source, they are supposed to be releasing the information today. The body cam footage to find out, because they're saying that he fired on the officers.
Right.
But if the gun was in the car when he was running, how? I think it's just it's yet another control of our bodies.
Murky.
Yeah.
They keep the details murky.
Very much so. Because as long as they're murky, you can always go ahead and you can, you ever try to sketch something? That's why you sketch it first, and then you can go ahead and you can make it plain as you go along. So your sketch don't have to be perfect, but it has to be something, a form of it, something around it.
Right.
This is disheartening as always, as it always is. But again, you know, as we've stated in the past, man, it's starting to become old hat. I mean, it's a thing that happens.
The problem with this one, it happened last Monday.
Yeah, and we're just hearing
about it.
Right.
And the more this happens, the more desensitized that we're becoming.
That's what I'm talking about.
With these killings.
Yeah.
And it's creating an atmosphere that it's nothing. We're just going to wipe it off. It's just another shooting. See, everything has a plan.
Yeah.
Everything has a structure behind it. No matter, we could talk about the previous topic, whatever. Everything is a long-term plan. People think about everything in a moment when there's a bigger goal.
Correct.
When there's a bigger purpose.
Correct.
Controlling this right here allows us to easily control that right there. So I do, just like you said, it opens the door. The door. Yeah. My thing is, the door has always been open.
Yeah, Pandora's box.
Yes,
has been
it's been there, and with us depending on or expecting another structured system to actually care.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at with it, that we're so shocked that this happens, and now we're waiting on some kind of ruling or court case in favor of this young man. And
the chances of us getting it are slim to none.
Right. And that's...
I'm waiting to hear that the shooting was justifiable. I'm waiting to hear how 90 bullets at one person.
90 bullets by 8 officers is justifiable.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that. So
right, because the whole thing is, even if you knew, and this is me looking on the outside, not in the moment, if you knew that he fled and he left his gun in the car, y'all had no reason to shoot him, because
right. Where's the fear?
The fear is gone in the moment now.
Because now you think he got another gun.
Because y'all know we just be strapped like that, right?
Both hips.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sad, y'all. Sad. We just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. Definitely go ahead and read about that as well, if you can stomach it. Again, the desensitization of these murders, and I'm going to call them that. And, that's just what they are, because you can't express to me that this is you apprehending a suspect.
Okay, so we got a question that, do you think that there are going to be riots? And I think that there are some riots. Give me a second to pull up that article to see. But I think I saw something about riots happening. So I'm going to go ahead.
They did. They hit the streets. Oh, yeah, they hit the streets. Yeah. They definitely hit the streets in protest.
No, not traumatized, Trey. I'm sticking with desensitized, because we're starting to not care.
Yeah.
Like we're just numb to it.
It is a collective trauma, though. It really is.
Well, but we are desensitized.
As a whole, we are beginning to be very desensitized to it.
Right.
It happens so often. Kind of like the school shoot.
Right. It's like
another school shooting.
Oh, shoot. Well, shoot. Turn to the game
until there's 3 of them in a week.
Damn.
And then it's like, wow.
Young man got shot. Man, it's the NBA Finals, man. Let me turn to the last 5 minutes. Like,
right.
It's
because we pull away from it because of the trauma. You are correct, though. It's a collective trauma, and it's suffered by. I think it's suffered by all people, but definitely specifically by Black people. I'm gonna try to quit the all lives thing, because let's just keep it 100.
We're not doing
it.
It
ain't all lives. It's Black lives. It's Black lives.
Yes. Murder does happen, and this is how they preference it. Well, they kill us too. And then they'll show some kind of stats with numbers that show more killings of white people by police than Black people.
Which I don't know where. Where's that?
Well, Phoenix said, I have no words. Well, this is the thing. It may actually be more killings number-wise, but if you look at the percentage...
Per capita,
it's not nowhere near equal.
No. It's not.
Yes, it may be.
It ain't even equal with numbers.
Even if I'm just giving them a if. I'm giving a if, because once again, where are the numbers? So they'll find one rare stat of something in goddamn Seattle, Washington. Well, y'all 98% white anyway, so it's gonna be more killings in Seattle of white people over Black people when y'all are 98% white out there. But once again, if you look at percentage wise, as you said, per capita, you know what I'm saying, it's different. The numbers are very much so different.
Yeah.
So
skewed, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they are bracing for the community's response, and in one message, the family does not need any more violence. That's what the lawyer said. So just people, I know it's hard to say, try to be the cooler heads, because I understand what we do when we feel oppressed like that. So let's try to avoid the violence.
Well, once again, the comment on the screen. Shout out to Drunk, man. Sound like my brother.
Sound like you. Are you typing on the street? Never mind. Go ahead.
I mean George Floyd type riots, or did the George Floyd riots The thing about the George Floyd riots, drunk, is this is what caused the outrage. Is why it's different, right? That was right there in our face, and we saw it happen in that moment. Kind of like the Philandro Castile.
Yes.
We haven't seen footage of this to have the same type of reaction to it. We're just saying, it's like if you hear on a Facebook post, my grandmama died. Oh, that's sad to see. But if you actually watch somebody's grandmother get killed or something like that, it has a different
different effect.
Different effect to you visually.
Yeah, it does.
So you're gonna look at it from a different perspective. Oh, it's sad that happened. Or yo, I'm watching this. You're literally watching not the after effect, because even Philandro Castile was the after shooting. George Floyd, we're watching this man's life leave his body.
Correct.
And now it's, why y'all ain't doing nothing? You see cops standing around, not stopping this one cop. You see people trying to stop it. And then you say, well, why is the person recording you? It has so many different emotions in you at the time.
Facts.
And the world saw it. And even though you may not feel a way, you might respond off the person next to you, which caused a trickle down effect of everybody saying, you know, we all gonna riot. We're all gonna fight.
Yeah.
That's the difference with the George Floyd riots. And once again, like I said earlier, that was a year and a half ago. Or 2 years ago. We're desensitized a lot more that we're like, damn, another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah. And another one.
I hate that the family blurred the body because we can't see the supposed threatening action.
That they what? They blurred the body?
They blurred the body.
Oh, blurred the body. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because they don't want another George Floyd riot.
Yeah.
So if you've seen the footage, we'll circle back on that. Appreciate you for chiming in, by the way, brother. We appreciate that. But, you know, stay tuned with the Mail Review YALE Radiocast. We're going to keep y'all updated on this as more details unfold, and you will catch it on the primary news outlets that may skew the information.
Right. We're going to try to get it to you straight, though.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Britney Griner. Let's talk about Sister Britney Griner.
Sister Britney.
So Britney Griner is a WNBA player, pretty famous, pretty big name, played WNBA. She went over to Russia to go and play in a Russian league. And as she was going into Russia, they stopped her at customs and going through the airport, stating that she had drugs on her. What she had cartridges with hashish oil in them. Okay, I understand that was a drug or what have you, but they definitely decided to detain her. Now, the crazy part about it was this was 4.5 months ago, right? And it was just before Russia decided to invade Ukraine and start this what we call World War III.
And we did cover that at the moment that it happened.
We did cover that at the moment that it happened. And so now what it is they're using her as a political pawn.
Didn't I say they were going to do that?
Of course, because it makes sense. She's a famous player. And it's a woman. So that's going to be huge in and of itself, definitely. And they're saying that she was trafficking huge amount of drugs. She had some cartridges. Okay, not saying she's not wrong for carrying drugs. You know, you take a risk anytime you carry drugs anywhere. This is understandable. Somebody who smoked weed would know that. So anyway, what we got here is we have a situation where this young lady is in Russia and she is behind bars. They just had a preliminary hearing the other day, finally, after her being locked up for 4.5 months. I think she finally got to talk to her wife a couple of days before that. Hadn't been able to talk to her. Somehow diplomacy stepped in and they were able to get to the point where they could speak. Right. They were able to finally talk, which was great. They did the preliminary part of the hearing. But right now, as it stands, they've extended her sentence for at least another 6 months.
Drunk says she was doing 2 years at least, wrong time, wrong place.
That is just awful. I know. That's what they did. What I appreciate that, Drunk. I think what they're saying in the news, what we're seeing is 6 additional months, which will take her out to December. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to continue to use this as a political ploy. I think so because I'm pretty sure Putin wants to. Putin. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, let's
uh,
call it that, the president of the Soviet Union, Vladimir Putin would like to try to nudge the Americans, definitely nudge America in this battle that he's having right now with Ukraine. He doesn't want the United States to step in and help. Doesn't want them to do anything. Wants them to stay out of it. I understand that 100%, but he is definitely not going to be willing to do any deals. And we all know how it goes in Russia. In Russia, you can win, and less than 1% of people actually win a case against the Russian government.
Right.
And even if you are acquitted, they can overturn the acquittal in Russia. It's possible to overturn the acquittal.
Okay,
so be aware of that. So
I got a little news article.
You got a little news article dealing with Britney
call
Griner?
in 678-501-5177. Yes, what if Pensacola was able to save the day?
Pensacola?
Us native Pensacolians, we're here too.
Oh, no.
Because we're people of the community.
You say you going to send all them over there with guns and do... Oh, not that Pensacola. Okay. What about Pensacola, sir?
So, our beloved Pensacola boxer legend Roy Jones said that he got some affiliations and some ties over there.
Roy Jones Jr.?
Roy Jones Jr. Knock him out the ring, Roy. Y'all must have forgot, okay? Y'all must have forgot.
Okay.
Y'all must have forgot what comes out of Pensacola. People of the community, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Roy said, you know what? I think this is interesting, and I think I could make some calls. Keep in mind, it's Roy Jones.
It's Roy Jones out of Pensacola.
Pensacola. Yeah, let's share an article. He said something about it, so let me listen to Roy real fast.
Let's hear what Roy got to say.
Thought about it for a little while, and one night, while I was sleeping, it hit me. And I thought about it, I said, what if it was my daughter?
Somebody hit Roy Jones at night?
In a foreign country.
What?
Where they didn't speak no English, and she didn't speak the language that they speak. And it's bad enough to be incarcerated. Well, what if you're incarcerated in a foreign land that don't speak your language? You know how bad that is. So that thought alone terrified me. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? If there's any way possible that I can try to lend my expertise to help. I mean, I am just a sports guy. I'm not into politics at all, but why not see if I can do it? You feel me? That's my only concern. Seeing, can I get her home? I'm not a politician. I don't do all that. But if I can get her home and they say they're willing to do a prison swap, and the government here is willing to do that, then let's make it happen. But if not, then there's nothing more I really can do. But at least I had to try, because being a dual citizen, anytime there's friction, why wouldn't you want to, especially
he has dual citizenship.
when you're dealing with athletes? Why wouldn't you want to step in and see, can you help? And all I was trying to do is see, can I help? If I can, at least I tried. I would feel bad if I sit there and say I was comfortable at night knowing that she's over in that country in prison and I have citizenship in that country and I'm not trying to do nothing to help. That would be bad on my part. So I didn't do that for political reasons. I did that because I wanted to help the boxers, just like you see I'm helping these boxers right here now. This is what I do. Boxing, God blessed me with boxing. So I was trying to pass my blessing down to other people.
Okay.
All right, Roy.
Let's look at the video, the statement. WA star Britney Griner. Hold on 1 second, make sure I didn't lose anything. Okay, yeah, make sure y'all can still hear me. WNBA star Britney Griner has a fellow superstar athlete in her corner as she fights to return home to the United States. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. is offering up his connections in Russia to help the American athlete after she was arrested at the airport near Moscow in February on charges of possession or transportation of cannabis. She has been detained in there ever since. Jones, considered to be many one of the greatest boxers of all time, with an illustrious career spanning over 30 years, became aware of Griner's predicament and decided he might can help. Jones explained to the back in high boxing career, 1 or 2 or 3, Jones 53, So what you think, Mark?
I'm gonna say, bro, I think it's great that Roy wants to reach out from an athletic standpoint, because that does take the politics out. Now, whether or not he'll have any effect, I don't know. I because they're in war. They're at war right now, man.
Right.
I mean, Russia's at war right now.
Right.
So they not open. They probably not open to having no conversations, especially if it can apply pressure where they think pressure can be applied. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Being prime military, we
Yeah,
absolutely
prime
understand
military.
that.
We really know what's going on.
You know what's on. We
Drunk
know.
say Roy Jones ain't calling no shots in Russia.
He could try though. Hey, y'all remember back in the day when Jesse Jackson went and got some prisoners back? I mean, I say you could try it. I think it's worth a try. At least he feels the need to reach out. He feels like he can do something. I say try it.
I mean, he might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
All you can say is no.
All you can say is
All you can say is no.
Hey, man.
But I appreciate that. But the sad thing is that, unfortunately, she is caught between a rock and a hard place because we starting to ease back into the Cold War.
Yeah.
We're starting to ease back into a Cold War between the two superpowers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a thing. It's a thing. So definitely I'm gonna send my thoughts and prayers out to Britney.
Ooh. Maybe this may be a job for the Donald.
Oh my God.
God. I have ties and connects in Russia.
You think you know what?
I have a whole bunch of black people that I'm cool with.
You know what? Actually,
look at my black women. Look at my black people behind me.
Considering he has such a good relationship with Vladimir Putin, but he's mad at the U.S. though about the I lost the election thing.
I could just give a call to P. Diddy,
but I'm not going to do that.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that
unless you put me back in office. I'm supposed to be.
Now we could talk about this when I'm reelected.
See,
but until then, Britney's gonna rot over there, buddy. Trump got ASAP Rocky.
That is terrible news. But yeah, man, it's sad that she's away from home. She's away from her wife, her family. She's away from what she does best, which is playing basketball. Definitely, they say she's working out. But it's not the same, and you're struggling in a country where you don't understand the language at all.
Drunk said, Roy Jones has Russian citizenship. That is a wild fact. And Drunk, FYI, I'm from the same hometown as Roy. I know him very well. So, yeah, it is a wild fact.
Is it wild that he got citizenship in Russia? Oh, boy.
I kind of know what it stems from, though.
I got you. Yeah. Well, right on, comrade, and drink a shot of vodka for me.
I must break you.
You must break him. But yeah, man, it's a thing, and definitely my heart goes out to her family and her friends, and let's just get her home, y'all. I think that's the overarching point. Let's try to get her out of Russia. Try to get her back home where she belongs.
I'm about to do a deep dive.
How deep you gonna go with this?
I'm shallow and deep.
Shallow and deep.
Okay, but I'm a shallow person anyway.
It's okay. It's all right.
The current person I was just talking to on the chat say, she says I'm shallow.
Go ahead.
A lot of people say she don't deserve to be free.
What? Where? On this side of the house?
On this side of the house.
Why?
Some guys have said that, she's an abusive motherfucker, and she's. If this was a man. The world of women said, well, let that abusive motherfucker rot over there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was well documented and publicized. Her and the baby mama.
Okay, that they got into it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Physical abuse and everything. She got a record. She don't got a record that's on the charts. She got a jail record.
She got a record.
Please excuse my hands.
Oh my God. Yes. So what
hands
you saying
across
is,
America.
So you saying she deserved to be there?
I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying.
This is what you've been hearing.
What I'm saying, I've heard people say.
Interesting.
And basically, if Britney was Brad Griner, the words on the streets would have been, well, we shouldn't care about somebody who abuses women.
So do you think...
So a woman that abuses women.
Let me ask you this.
I'm just giving an argument.
No, I got you. So let me ask you this. Just me and you talking with the live audience.
Yeah, just me and you.
Just me and you talking with the live audience and thousands of people. So do you think that she deserves to be free? Do you think she should sit there?
This is what I think. And I said this last show. Once again, I'll say what I say.
Yeah.
If you know the laws of a country, you need to follow the laws. So if you know that carrying drugs is illegal, guess what's going to happen?
If you get caught.
If you get caught,
you're going to suffer the
you're
laws.
going to suffer the loss and consequences. It don't have nothing to do with her being Britney Griner or anybody. You know the rules. See, I don't smoke weed.
Right.
So that's the least of my problems.
Gotcha.
So
it's not something you worry about.
So it's not something I worried about.
Right.
But if I was a weed head, I would say, you know what? I got to consider what happens when I go to this airport and I got drugs on me.
Right.
And if I get caught with the drugs.
Right. I got you.
It's that's too much of a charge. You don't get to determine that.
Right.
You don't get to say that that's too long and you going over to Russia of all places. You might get away with that bullshit in fucking Miami, but you're not in Miami. You in Moscow. Yeah. Wrong M.
Yeah.
So govern yourself accordingly.
Right.
You have a choice.
Choice. There's that word again.
You could not care about your own outcome, or you can. So that's what I call them.
That's what you call them. I feel you, brother. Okay. All right on.
So I'm not saying
your heart goes out to her.
My heart goes out to her. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, just as I've been saying, and this isn't just for her, this is for everybody. You, me, everybody kind of like needs to be cautious of what they do. And if something bad happens, you understand the repercussions of your own actions.
Gotcha. Because ignorance of the law does not mean that you can be innocent. Yeah.
Right. So drunk. She trying to get physical with that Russian female prisoner. She gonna have a bad time.
Lord have mercy.
Drunk don't play.
Drunk is on it. Drunk is killing it.
Drunk is probably drunk right now.
Yep. Drunk handle it. No problem.
Well, she hid it from the TSA at the airport, and therein lies the problem. You try to hide it. I mean,
I got you. And so and then the fact, but see, and it's like she put it, and it's messed up that it happens. She's like at the worst possible time it could happen, right when Russia's getting ready to go to war with Ukraine, and now they got this pissing contest between the U.S. and Russia.
Right.
Worst possible time. I hate that she's caught in the middle.
This is a classic case of thinking you are bigger than the place you're at. Oh, well, that's another way to look at it. Oh, you arrogant American, you.
Right. They will treat you messed up in other countries.
Oh, chick. So you thought you was going through hot girl summer?
Hot cell fall is what you have.
I will break you.
I will break you in hot cell fall.
Hot cell fall.
Hot cell fall.
Yeah. Hey, the American arrogance.
It does. It's a thing.
I'm a star.
I've heard it.
I'm Britney Griner.
I've heard people in Toronto say nasty Americans when we go up there.
Shit, when I went up there, everybody loved me.
But I mean, they say for the most part Americans have these attitudes, and of course, we've got some a privilege. We like to call it privilege or entitlement, as the case may be. That's the word I'm looking for.
Entitlement.
So yeah,
American entitlement.
American entitlement says she didn't think that she was going to be bothered about those cartridges, which it's just a fucked up choice. It's a bad choice.
So hope everything works out.
Yeah, we'll still keep watching that story
in her best interest, and hope she lands on her feet with no matter whatever this is.
Right.
I do see it not. Well, they saying that they delaying it another 6 months. So,
right, but she stands to face up to 10 years, y'all. 10 years. That's steep. But again,
that's harsh.
That is very harsh. That's a very harsh. And we're the ones who talk about cruel and unusual punishment, right? So,
yeah.
All right. So that's Britney Griner.
Let's send it off with your boy.
All right, wrapping it up today, y'all. Okay, all right, ladies. I know. A lot of y'all are listening in, gentlemen out there.
Let me say why I really brought this into the segment today. Following up, right? Shout out to my boy DJ Double R, who invited me to a party yesterday.
All right.
Little house party, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
4th of July, little shindig, a little 4th of July weekend soiree, if you will.
All right.
And we was out doing our 4th of July. Don't care about the day, but it's a day to cook food and drink beer.
Good meat
and
good eats.
Good meat and good eats. We ain't nobody say nothing about 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Fuck that. We got our shit. Got our shit popping. Fuck y'all.
Right. Juneteenth was a month ago.
Juneteenth was a month ago, and it was outstanding. Yes. So, all right. So we going through the day. DJ Double R doing this Double R set. You know what I'm saying? DJ and mixing it up.
And
so
happened?
chick comes up and says, "Hey, let me hear some garbage music. It was the drill rap. And for those who are not familiar with drill hip hop, it's pretty much a alternate form of trap music. You know, guns, drugs, and they over there they had a whole dance routine to this shit. They just kicking their legs and got their fingers in the air doing the gun. These is women, only women.
It sound like the bus stop. Go ahead.
So they just getting down over there, and they're saying something about fucking sucking dick and sucking fuck.
It was the Madison.
Bitch, yeah, I sell drugs. And
sound like the mashed potatoes. No. It's Sunday.
No,
it should be.
It didn't sound like none of that.
Okay, bet.
But anyways, like, and Rick, he's shaking his head because he didn't even want to play this shit.
But he played it because he wanted to keep the
But it's kids there.
Right.
And I ain't talking about 11, 12, 13. I'm talking about
little kids.
Little kids. 5, 7, 9. You know what I'm saying? Older people too. 50, 60, 70.
That's after 7. That's 4 to 7. 4 to 7 is the kids' party. Anything after 7 o'clock is the grown folks. The kids supposed to be going to bed by then. But go ahead. What doesn't happen?
So just seeing that they so turned up and they have so little concern with children. That's the way we're looking at it. Because Rick even said over the mic, man, we got kids out here, man. He didn't like the fact that he played it, but
he said something about it.
Yeah, those are the people that's paying, right?
Yeah, right.
So a little bit later on in the evening, not even 30 minutes, he starts to put on that boy Kelz.
Oh,
they just walked out like, oh, I can't believe he had the audacity. The nerve.
All right.
They just walked out and left.
Like left the party?
How dare he play R. Kelly around all these kids?
My goodness. Around the kids.
How dare he?
Well, that is a good segue. Ladies and gentlemen, this past week we found out that Robert Kelly was charged with child sex trafficking, and he was given a hefty sentence of 30 years. Don't cheer too loud.
Hold on. Let me be a little petty.
Don't cheer too loud.
Let me be a little petty.
30 years.
What's going on? Too Cool, Wordsmith, the one and only Mark L. Who's that other guy with you? I don't know who he is either. Young Be the Truth. Possibly somebody that you're waiting on to do an album cover for you that might take another 4, 5, 6 months and kind of Britney Griner your ass.
What?
Yeah, he forgot who's working on his album cover.
Oh my God.
And who did his video.
I mean, you know, it be like that sometimes.
She told, play some Lil Durk. Oh, it's called Getting Started. Whatever the hell it's called. It looked like it was getting stupid. It was
getting stupid. Go stupid. Go.
Yeah, look, drunk. That was the dumbest shit I ever seen.
Listen.
Then he pulls into the R. Kelly. And they threw R. Kelly up under the jail. Then they threw us to R. Kelly, and that's when they were appalled.
That's when they were appalled, when they put the R. Kelly music on.
Yes.
Which, okay, understood. That ain't what we talking about, though. Never mind the fact that you got the people that don't want to listen to R. Kelly, you got the people that sneak and listen to R. Kelly, and you got the people who have completely canceled and all that good stuff. Fine. Again, we've talked about this in our opinions in the past. No problem. Understood. So R. Kelly this week got charged with child sex trafficking.
Yeah.
He got 30 years for child sex trafficking. I want you to key on that piece. Because also in the past week, Ghislaine Maxwell, if y'all remember that name, that's the wife of Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged also with child sex trafficking. Right. She got 20 years.
Right.
Now, I'm not here to play kill my
let's
dog.
catch up with the article, get everybody up to date as if we know that they already are.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so what do we got? You want to start or you want me to start?
You got it.
Okay. Let's see. Is that the top right
Yeah,
there?
that's
Okay. In July that year, federal prosecutors in Cook County, Illinois, and in Brooklyn announced indictments. After 2 years of delays, R. Kelly's New York charges for racketeering, sex trafficking, bribery, and sexual abuse allegations from more than a dozen victims, whom prosecutors believe Kelly snared in an organized criminal enterprise, went to trial on August 18th. On September 27th, the jury announced its verdict, guilty on all counts. Now, that was the first trial. That was the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then 9 months later, on June 29th, this just past June 29th, the judge sentenced Kelly to 30 years in prison after hearing witness statements from 6 women who say the singer sexually abused them. Okay? Now, you want me to stop there or you want me to keep going here?
Let's go a little bit more into it. Yeah, let's go right here and then we'll go into it.
Given the testimony from 45 of the prosecution's witnesses, 45. The verdict wasn't completely surprising, even if it did feel overdue. In 2008, a jury quickly cleared Kelly of any wrongdoing in a child pornography case without hearing from any of Kelly's alleged victims. This time around, we heard testimony from both women and men Kelly abused, along with former business associates, medical professionals, and even a minister. Here are the biggest moments from the trial and the sentencing. So there are some other things there. You can definitely go and look this article up. I'm not going to dig all into the dirty details of it.
Well, I'm going to say this part. One witness recalled being slapped and choked until she lost consciousness.
That is horrible. Let me also say, you can go ahead and definitely go into that a little bit. On August 18th, opening day of Kelly's trial.
We'll start right there. We'll start.
You want to start right there? Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead.
Now, okay, so basically, all right, start here. Me, R. Kelly's a bad guy. I think he deserves jail time. I have no problem with that. Canceling him, that's just fine. Do what you do. That's fine. I think anybody, I don't give a damn what color you are, if you do anything to harm another person, you deserve exactly what you get. So, with that being said, here we have another case with another person of a different color, Jayland Maxwell, who was the wife of, like I stated, Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged with child sex trafficking, and then, he's suddenly unalived. He was suddenly unalived.
He was unalived.
He was suddenly unalived.
He was Clintonized.
He was removed because I'm pretty sure he knew where all the bodies were buried, but we're not going to go into that. Shout out to the upper room.
Yeah, upper room.
But what I'm going to say is that she got 20 years for the exact same charge. Now, let me tell you why they say there was a disparity or a difference between the two. According to what, because definitely it came up because we're on top of all of that.
Yeah.
Jayland Maxwell asked court for sex trafficking sentence of well below 20 years. The disgraced socialite lawyers argued that she was threatened in jail and cannot be made a proxy for Jeffrey Epstein, who again was her husband. Right. They
got him out of here. He was unalived.
He was unalived, whether by his own hand or by hands unbeknownst to us.
Well, we know who the hands are.
Well, the upper room. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. To the upper room.
So
we watching y'all do y'all thing, boy.
Basically,
y'all just doing it in clear view these days.
Now,
he hung himself is what the words.
What the word was.
He hung himself in a cell.
He hung himself in a cell. Right. On suicide watch.
There's some more on this.
Jayland Maxwell's attorneys argued on Wednesday that the disgraced British socialite should be sentenced to well below the 20 years imprisonment that probation authorities have recommended in her New York federal sex trafficking case. Same state.
Same state. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm getting to something, y'all. In a pre-sentencing report, Maxwell's attorneys provided detailed descriptions of her allegedly perilous conditions in jail and described an emotionally... I pause because y'all know how I feel about that. And you in jail, motherfucker. And described an emotionally distressing upbringing. Whose upbringing wasn't damn emotionally...
Right.
As part of their argument for leniency. They made the shocking allegation that an inmate in Miss Maxwell's unit threatened to kill her. Claiming that an additional 20 years incarceration would be worth the money she'd received for murdering Miss Maxwell. One of the female inmates in her housing unit told at least 3 other inmates that she had been offered money to kill Miss Maxwell and that she planned to strangle her in her sleep, her attorneys claim. They also claim Now I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm being so facetious with this in a moment, though. Thank you. They also claim that Maxwell's father, the late disgraced publishing tycoon Robert Maxwell, was abusive toward her and his other children.
Man, look here now.
I'm sorry to cough up the bullshit.
Man, come on, man. Let's go.
So the reason we're framing these two cases is because a think piece came up, an article, if you will, in the Independent, talking about a question that most black people ask from day to day. Why did R. Kelly get a longer sentence than Jayland Maxwell?
What we got?
So according to them, according to what I was able to glean from the article, she got 20 years because she was remorseful of what occurred, and plus because not just was she remorseful about it, but because it was, like they said, by proxy through her ex-husband or through her husband Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein was the one running the show, quote unquote, and she was just party to it, so she got a reduced sentence. They said that R. Kelly was not remorseful, nor did he admit that he took any acceptance. So according to this, and this is from a lawyer, Ann Donnelly, who was a prosecutor for years before she was appointed to the bench, wrote on Twitter, she's known as a tougher sentencer than Maxwell's judge, Allison Nathan, who is a former law professor. Also, during sentencing, R. Kelly accepted zero remorse toward the 11 victims or any acceptance of the responsibility for his crimes. Although Maxwell's apology was less than sincere, I'm pausing for effect. And she tried to shift the blame to Epstein. Maxwell at least apologized for her role. Right. R. Kelly's pattern of racketeering activity was also worse. He and his co-conspirators were part of a criminal enterprise. Okay.
Yeah, we got it. We see where we at. Y'all see where we at with it.
I just think this is just, again, legal mumbo jumbo and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What difference does it make? Both of them were accused of child sex trafficking. Period. That's a black and white statement.
Right.
I don't give a damn if you bought everybody ice cream.
Right.
And the other person didn't. That does not entitle you to 10 less years.
The system, Ashley Larkin, the system will always protect white.
The system will always protect white men for sure. And then definitely right after that, white women. Yeah. And then black folks fall somewhere below that line somewhere. Which, listen, this is not a bigoted statement. It's not a racist statement. Just go read the newspaper. Go watch the news. Pop on CNN from time to time. Watch Fox. You want to have fun? Watch Fox.
You want to laugh at something?
You want to laugh? Watch Fox.
Watch how Fox
I watch Fox every time there's an election because Fox News that thing is a circus.
Boy, they say it's the dumbest shit.
It's better than the Monique special on Netflix. But I'm saying, why are we still arguing over being able? Look, I think the same crime should get the same kind of sentence.
That's
what my argument always has been.
That's what, and I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
That's how I look at everything.
Yeah.
Just to eliminate any confusion in bias opinions or whatever. If you give a particular crime the same sentence across the board,
you got no problems.
You got no problems. But we're operating up under a system that don't work like that.
Especially not for us.
Drunk said that with the Maxwell situation, the lease was just done with them. Their time was up.
Right. They wouldn't have got caught. I feel you, Drunk.
Ash was like, damn, Kelz ain't even apologized.
Right. That Kelz did not apologize because legitimately he didn't think he did anything wrong.
I think, you know what? This is what I'm going to say Kelz possibly didn't apologize. If you look at what happened in the Bill Cosby case, and it's just me reaching here, by the way. Remember, they tried to circle back and use Bill Cosby
closed testimony
at middle after the fact against him.
Yes, they did.
Kelz is probably looking at that situation saying,
I'm not finna say that.
I'm not finna say that because if by some means whatsoever, if I get off, you're going to circle back to this moment, my apologetic moment, to say, well, you apologize.
So that means you admit guilt.
Was in a middle of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. What can you do?
What can you do?
I think anybody who does anything wrong to a child should rot or be dragged, quartered.
Yes.
I think they should be hurt.
Yes.
I don't think they deserve to live.
Anything
I'm
outside,
like that.
Anything outside of not buying a McDonald's.
Yep, it's outside of that. Now, McDonald's be McDonald's. It's just like that. But my thing is, again, this disparity in law is kind of ties into just about everything we're talking about today. The disparity in law with this Britney Griner thing, again, that's Russia versus the U.S. This thing with R. Kelly and Jayland Maxwell, 20 years versus 30 years. I think they should both serve equal sentences. Either he should get 20 with her or she should get 30 with him. I think they both should suffer from what they did. I definitely agree with that. Roe versus Wade being overturned on whether or not who's got the right choice, whether or not our choices are protected by law. I don't think it has to be legislated. Again, we making choices. And then, of course, we got the Britney Griner thing. Like I said, we talked about that, the difference in the Russian and U.S. government. At the end of the day, we are a victim of our choices. We are either a victim or we're someone who, what's the word I'm looking for here? Someone who's either a victim
a beneficiary
or we're a beneficiary of our choices, right?
Yeah.
This is what we have.
Young B the Truth said he is not that smart to think like that. I think he is, B. I mean, no matter, he gonna get a whole bunch of time.
Yeah.
It ain't like he was gonna apologize and they was gonna knock it down to 5 years.
Yeah, no.
So,
but they always look to see if you're remorseful. That's the weirdest thing ever.
I'm kind of riding with the stand on it. If you're hopeful of actually some kind of way getting out of this,
standing on it is your way to see it through.
Some loophole is your way to see it through. And you like, see, I told y'all I was it. Let's just say they find some great loophole, and then you're able to say, see,
I'm innocent.
I'm innocent.
But you said you were sorry.
But if you say you sorry, they're like, no, nigga, you apologize.
You admitted your guilt.
You admitted your guilt. We keeping you in there because you admitted to it. So I actually agree with they say, hey, until you get caught, you say you ain't do nothing. Hey,
right? It ain't a crime until they catch you.
It ain't
right?
a crime until they catch you. They called him, but they called him off of what other people say.
Correct.
Oh, and his own stupid video footage. You dumb motherfucker.
Dumbass. Nothing you can really do about that. But at the end of the day, man, that's the thing that happened. I'm trying to figure out how that happens as well. Like, why aren't these? They give the judges such leeway to decide how the sentencing goes. But this is why you get sentences like, oh well, he's a victim of affluence. Because the judge can say that.
The loopholes.
And then they can go, you're a bad judge, but the judge already made the decision. You can't overturn it.
The loopholes that are in place for the people that they are in place for.
Correct.
If you know the loopholes and you know the wording, you can actually use it in your favor.
Correct.
You have to know those laws.
Correct. Or your lawyer does.
Yeah. It's like getting pulled over and saying you driving somewhere versus traveling somewhere. But that's another level of communication.
That is.
But yeah, so they really he already in there saying
a commissary on video.
My mind's telling me no,
Lord,
but my body
and cell block H.
Yeah,
they saying yes.
Kelz, that was the wrong song to sing.
Wrong song, bro. Don't sing that song.
He gave it up for that song.
Lord have mercy.
That is not the one you sang
That's
in
not
there.
the right song, bro.
Robert, listen, I promise you, if you need a track list of the shit to sing in jail, I will send that shit to you, Rob.
That's correct.
Robbie Rob.
Ain't nothing wrong with
ain't nothing wrong with bump and grind.
Don't sing that. Don't put that on the list.
I don't want to hurt no.
Don't put that on the list. Don't put that on the list. Nope, don't do it. But right on, man. That's what we got, man. That I'm gonna say, hey, that's what we got in the news. That's what we talked about this week. That's what the males have reviewed.
Yes, we reviewed choices, and we all have choices to make, and also there will be, unfortunately, some choices that are made for us.
Correct. That is correct.
And who makes these choices for us that's where the conflict is.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to say, well, I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Or don't nobody tell me what to do. Well, yes, they do. This is y'all think there was some sex. Ooh, great question. Y'all think it was some sexism in the sentence different? It wasn't sexism. It was colorism.
And colorism.
That's what it was. It was some color difference, brother.
Right.
And hold up, and not even that. We're talking about power here.
Yeah. Definite power.
R. Kelly ain't nobody.
Nope.
Compared to these elite people that you mentioned earlier, bro. Like, come on now. We talk about some elite people that she probably found leniency. Like, hey, you don't want me to tell and bring up old
Listen,
Big Willie over there.
you see what happened to your husband, do you?
Yeah, I saw what happened to her, but I could just pass this letter on to somebody else and have y'all. Okay, so we'll meet down the middle, bitch.
Yeah, I say some things, and I won't say all the things. I won't say nothing about you.
Yeah. You leave me alone a little bit, I'll leave y'all alone a little bit.
Right. That's crazy.
So,
man.
yeah, so back to it, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Mail Review on
thank
YALE
y'all.
Radiocast. This is another outstanding show. We followed up from a show that we did yesterday where the audio was a little messed up. User error. Hey.
These things happen.
Players fuck up sometimes, too.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying,
No.
we're not perfect.
We ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But we try to make up for it.
We do try to make up for it.
We try to make up for it. We try to give y'all the best product that you can see and the best entertainment. I mean, shout out to Brother TR who wouldn't know where to be seen today on the stream.
It's okay. He be out there drilling, even though he retired from drilling.
Shout out to Brother TR who is officially retired. He is a retired person.
He's a retired, but I still hear he drilling.
But hey, man,
he drilling for fun now.
Well, you know what? He just got it. He got the drill plugged in.
He got the drill plug. He done plugged the drill in this time. Shout out to TR, man. Absolutely. Check out RTV. Remember that.
Yeah. Last comments. Shout out to Drunk, man. He hanging out with us. Follow us up.
Thanks,
please subscribe, brother. And if you have a network, share it in the comments, and we will subscribe and follow you as well.
Absolutely.
Roy Jones gonna go over there trying to free her and end up
locked up himself
in the goulash.
In the goulash. Oh, that is terrible.
Hey, circle back to that shit. Much love to the family. Shout out to Young B the Truth. He is about to drop his project pretty soon.
On the Young B.
Man, this look here, this talented young brother right here. Follow him on his page, his YouTube as well. Young B the Truth, and him and Pimpin' Slim. Their podcast is coming back. Also, can't speak too soon on that because he might not like the contract. Niggas don't like contracts these days.
Have mercy.
So. And Drunk and True, salute to you guys. Great show. Thank you. So once again, follow us on all our streaming platforms. YALE Radiocast, RTV, on Vimeo, which gives you direct access to Roku and Fire Stick.
Yep.
So we're televised. We're doing all forms of broadcasting. We're getting ready for a phase 3.
We colorized too.
Speaking of colorized, shout out to Josh.
Right on.
I'm gonna have to put him back on the milk carton, man.
He missing again.
Lord,
Josh.
Yes, we got to make sure he don't get.
All right. With that being said, this is your boy Mark L., one of the members of the League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen, right here on YaleRadiocast.com on the Mail Review, the flagship show. Hey. Check us out at all times.
Please donate. Cash App at YALE Radiocast.
Love offerings are accepted.
Love offerings as well. We love those. And thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back. Well, no, you're out again?
I'm out next week. Yeah, I'm out next week.
Man, you doing a lot of vacationing.
Hey,
bro.
listen, man.
You're doing a lot of vacationing.
You only turn 22 once or twice.
Boy, that's a hard 22.
22 plus.
Look at.
The math ain't mathing, but let's just say 22. Let's stop there.
Lot of 22.
Let's stop there.
Boy.
Hey, so from myself, Mark L., and from the co-host and namesake of the station, Dylan Yale, I want to say
thank y'all.
We signing out. Thank y'all again for joining us on the live day 2. And as always, brother, just like it was yesterday, it's the same today. What is our motto?
It's the same thing because the motto is always get the business. Holla at y'all.
YALE Radiocast.com